Today we are gathered here to celebrate the life of my dear cousin and half-brother. They say that cousins are your first best friends and your forever friends. That as time passes, you may live far apart, but cousins are always connected by heart. It couldn't be more true or quote than that. Pat was not just a cousin to me. He was my best friend, my big brother, my partner in crime, my confidant. Pat cherished his family and his friends deeply. If you knew Pat, you knew exactly where you stood in his heart. He was loyal. His loyalty was unwavering. He was loving and dependable. And he was brutally honest, even when you didn't ask for it. He adored his parents, Giuseppe and Costandina. He loved his younger brother, Mike, deeply. He never wanted you to know how sick he was or if he was suffering. As the oldest son, he took responsibility of caregiving seriously. As his parents aged, he took on the responsibility of helping them in their day-to-day activities, speaking with their doctors, ordering in order to help keep them healthy and strong, and always being available to fix or program something in the house. He and Mike worked great together as a duo in helping their parents. No matter how much you had differences of opinions, Mike had loved you, and he always had your back. Whether it was hiding your school cut notices so you wouldn't get in trouble, to a bar fight, or some kind of paperwork, he was always making sure you were okay. He was a true dog lover. He loved all of his dogs, Zoe, Sammy, Bella, Luna, and Emma. He'd always say that the newest addition, Emma, was like my daughter, that they were cousins because they were born a few days apart, had the same little attitude, and listened when they felt like it. He did everything for his fur babies, from taking them out on rides in his car to get his Dunkin' Donuts coffee, or out on his boat. He loved each and every one of them in their own special way. I can only imagine what a happy reunion you had with Zoe, Sammy, and Bella when they saw you. For several years, he was an avid boat owner. He enjoyed being on the water, taking in the sun with his first bait, Bella, whether it was going to Hempstead Harbor to relax and listen to music, or zipping out to Rye Beach to grab a quick bite and a few cocktails. He always had room for one more person, never turning them away. Pat loved children. He just melted when he was around them. He was a big kid himself. He loved them all, from his big kids, Anthony, Anna, Julia, to the youngest of them all, his special little buddy, Victoria. He made sure he was at every special occasion and milestone that they had, always ready to lend a helping hand if it was for the kids. He proudly took Anthony under his wing to teach him his trade as an electrician. So proud of Kaylee that she passed her electrical test, and really glad that Julia was doing so well in college. He would always make sure to bring the dogs around for the little ones to play with. He would get such a joy in watching Tommy wrestle with Luna, and he tried teaching Victoria how to tell Emma to stop and sit. There wouldn't be a week that he wouldn't go by, and he would speak or make silly faces on FaceTime with Victoria. So much so that this 2-year-old knew when his car was coming on. He worked for Anchor Electric for over 25 years and learned the trade from the ground up. Soon after, he advanced to a skilled electrician and then a foreman that was responsible for multiple employees. He was a loyal and reliable employee who often complained, but at the same time enjoyed the challenges of his work. Craig and Dennis, wherever you are, he saw you both not only as his bosses, but as his family. You may have fought hard, but he loved hard too, just as he did with us. To the rest of his Anchor family, many of you that were here today, he spoke of you fondly and often. And from us, thank you for always be supporting and caring until the end. Whenever I think of Pat, I remember his bright smile. It was contagious, infectious, and had many different meanings. And you always got the message. He had one for everyone who met along the way. It breaks my heart knowing that I'll only see that smile in pictures. I wish I could have one more day with that smile. I wish I could have one more day to tell you how much we all love you, how important you are to us, how mad I am that you were sick, how heartbroken that you have to leave us. Time was stolen from us. 55 was way too young. You left too soon and have a lot of living left to do. But most importantly, to thank you for always being by my side and looking out for me since I was a kid. For being the keeper of my secrets and my guiding light. As I look into the crowd and see all of you who have joined us in celebrating Pat, I find some comfort knowing that you all loved him. I find peace in knowing that he touched your lives in a way that will never be forgotten. He may not have lived a perfect life, but he lived a good one. He was always there to listen and give you his true and filtered opinion. That was a quality I respected. It wasn't always sugar-coated or even polite, and mostly unsolicited, but you know it was the truth. Although the pain of losing him is unbearable, I would like us all to remember him as a blessing. I want us to treasure the life that he shared with us over the pain of the sudden death that's caused us. I truly believe he wouldn't want us to be sad. He would want us to smile while we were thinking of the good times we had, whether it was on the job, on his boat, with a vodka seltzer, or a frozen margarita across the beach road. Please always remember him in that smile and keep him in your hearts. The pain of his sudden death is something that cannot go away with a sincere condolence or a bunch of flowers. But what makes it bearable is that knowing that we're all gathered here today because of the wonderful memories that he gave us. You all came here and shared your time because he was a loving son, brother, nephew, cousin, friend, confidant, and teacher. He left a part of him that neither time nor his death can ever take away, so please hold on to that. In closing, I'd like to read a poem by Christine Nero. You never said I'm leaving. You never said goodbye. You were gone way before we knew it, and only God knows why. In life, we loved you dearly. In death, we love you still. In our hearts, you hold a place that no one can ever fill. A million times we needed you, a million times we cried. If a love alone could have saved you, you would never have died. It broke our hearts to lose you, but you didn't go alone. For parts of us went with you the day that God called you home. Rest in eternal peace, my beloved brother. I love you.
Preghiamo. O Dio, tu solo puoi darci una vita nuova al di là della morte. Concede al nostro fratello Pasquale, che è vissuto nella fede del Signore risorto, di essere unito a Lui nella gloria. Per il nostro Signore Gesù Cristo, tuo Figlio, che è Dio e vive e regna con te, nell'unità dello Spirito Santo, per tutti i secoli dei secoli.
A reading from the Book of Wisdom. The souls of justice are in the hand of God, and no torment shall touch them. They seemed in the view of the foolish to be dead, and their passing away was an affliction, and their growing forth from us utter destruction. But they are in peace. For if in the eyes of men indeed they are punished, yet it is their hope of full immortality. Chastised a little, they shall be greatly blessed, because God tried them and found them worthy of himself. As gold in the furnace, he proved them, and as a sacrificial offering, he took them to himself. Those who trust in him shall understand the truth, and the faithful shall abide with him in love. Because grace and mercy are with his holy ones, and his care is with his elect. The word of the Lord.
guides me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk in a dark valley, I fear no evil, for you are at my side with your rod and your staff that give me courage. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. You spread the table before me in the sight of my foes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Only goodness and kindness follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell